Spears and Steinberg.
You know what the fuck it is?
Aries and Andy, Jew and the Jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut cocaine. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Fuck being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Scribe, we lit.
There's levels to this shit. Before you was sucking on your mama's tit.
Aries Spears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism.
Sexism.
Much love to my loyal bitch bag holders.
Rollers, clip loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
All right, this Steve comes to us from Frank Williams. Paternity test, Steve. What up, fellas? Got another one. On today's episode of Maury, 3 contestants. Faith is on the line to find out if they are the fathers to AB's 4-year-old son, Bartholomew III. The men are Ransfoot, Right Hook Ronald, I like where this is going already, and Mookie. Maurice proceeds to read off the names, and none of the men were the father. They all cheered and celebrated and called her names. Maury goes over to console her, and at a surprise, he has one more card. He begins to read it. When it comes to the case of Bartholomew III, oh, Steve, you are the father. What'd you think? I like that he incorporated,
yeah, I like, that
characters and people that write in. Something you look puzzled.
Yeah, it just it was so good,
And
then it just it
fizzled away.
It fizzled just a little bit. It was so good. The wording just on the end, just we could have changed a little bit. Maybe you could have read it different. Maybe it could have been.
So you blaming me for this shit?
Yeah, maybe it could have been. Oh, Steve, or something.
Oh, Steve, you are the father.
Yeah, something.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I thought the setup is so good.
Yes. Okay.
That's just my opinion.
Now I'm going to read this first one from one of our regulars. And this one kind of pinched my gooch a little bit. Hola, Panchito. Hola, Panchito. Pancho Z.
So you give him a song, he's already pinching your gooch?
Yes. Aries on TV interview. Hey, Aries, I just saw your interview you did in Sacramento and the way you made those white people uncomfortable when you made a slavery joke about Thomas Jefferson was hilarious. And I also heard on past episodes of the podcast, you're not a fan of Ice Cube, but I have to say what Ice Cube is doing now, creating his own basketball league called the Big Three, is great for the black community because he is creating jobs and opportunities when there weren't any and a platform for players to show they can still play. That's a lot better than Jay-Z, who is teaming up with racist-ass NFL who are literally killing black men's brains from CTE. And also, you don't like Ice Cube's acting because he's always just Ice Cube. Well, if the skill of acting is range, then all of the so-called great actors are not good either. Then because Robert De Niro and Al Pacino are always just angry and yelling and murders in every movie. How is that considered great acting if they are doing the same character in every movie? Scarface, Carlito's Way, Goodfellas, Casino, The Godfather, Heat, The Fan, Dog Day Afternoon, The Irishman. Ice Cube has always talked about revolution and power for black people in his music and movies, and even in the corny movies he has done, like Are We There Yet? He plays a black man who takes care of another black woman's kids and shows a Cosby Family type of movie. Now that is range. And fuck the police to from fuck the police to the Huxtables. Now, for those reasons, I select Ice Cube as the GOAT. Couple layers here we need to peel off. Number one, the Big Three, when you say these players can still play, yes, they can play for that specific format. Ain't none of them motherfuckers suiting up for 82 fucking games. Not even for one whole year. So yeah, they can still play, but a 3-on-3 half court, they can do that. 82 games a whole year? No, sir.
But that is the point, though. He came up with a different game, a different format, so the guys that still had game left, though, can play not NBA style, but in a fun way to play games and still make money.
Okay, yeah. And secondly, I don't know why you got to go after Jay-Z like that. I think that's beautiful that a black man is trying to take that position to have some stake in the NFL. And nobody is putting guns to any of these players' heads and forcing them to take these hits. So to somehow put that on the racist ass NFL for hurting these black men's heads, stop it.
Well, again, this is where the narrative to me gets me kind of.
And this is where I'm gonna be on your side. I can feel it already.
Everybody's got this. It's everybody's that's played has this. It's not like they're specifically, hey, let's use a smaller helmet for black men. This is this is everybody.
Now that would be some racist shit. Right.
But they really have, and the NFL is working hard to try to improve this because the NFL is also being sued for this. But, you know, and you need black powerful influences to make sure that people are doing the best that they can. And Jay-Z coming from outside, inside, it can affect the game. So why you would put that on Jay-Z as a negative, I have no idea. Yeah, there are problems in the NFL, and that's why you want someone of color to be in there doing work that has power outside of the NFL. Because the guys that are, let's look at it this way: if you're black and in the NFL and you're working in the league, your power is built on being in the league. So you have to kind of work with the way the league works. Jay-Z's from outside; his power comes from outside the league.
And I like that point about, you know, a black dude being in the position to look out for other black dudes. Am I my brother's keeper?
Yeah, it makes sense. So I understand what you're saying, but I think you're looking at it from a very narrow perspective. Make your lens a little bigger.
And here's something that a lot of NFL players have said. Even with the risks being what they are, if they have to do it all over again, they'll do it all over again twice on Sunday.
And there are players that decide not to do it after a certain amount of time because they want to leave healthy. They made their money and they leave healthy.
Besides the fact that there is a love for the game, that is a big reason why a lot of these players go, if I had it to do all over again, I'll do all over again. Besides the fact that there is a pure love for the game, it also provides for their families, takes them out of the ghetto, allows them to live better lives, make a ton of money, fuck a lot of white women. So believe me, dude, don't make it seem like these niggas are being forced to do this.
I've been fucking white women my whole life, and it's really not.
What's cracked up to be?
It's really not an advantage.
Oh, man, I don't know what I'm going to do with you. Now let's get to the creme de la creme. Do you understand that Al Pacino and Robert De Niro have been in the movie business since their 20s? They're both in their 80s. They've been doing this for 60 years. Ice Cube don't even come close to half of that. How dare you put Ice Cube in the same boat with De Niro and Pacino? And when you go, yeah, and I even made fun of this when I go, yes, they've become caricatures of themselves in their much, much, much later years. But you're telling me that Al Pacino's performance as Michael Corleone is the same as his performance in Son of a Woman? You're telling me that Al Pacino's performance in Serpico is the same performance from Devil's Advocate? You're telling me that Al Pacino's performance, and did I say Serpico or Dog Day Afternoon?
You said Serpico.
In Dog Day Afternoon is the same as his performance in Scarface? You're telling me that Robert De Niro as Max Cady is the same performance as the guy he plays in Goodfellas? You're telling me that Robert De Niro's performance in This Boy's Life is the same as a young Vito Corleone? You're telling me that Robert De Niro's performance in Casino is the same as it was in Taxi Driver? What the fuck are you talking about? Ice Cube is Ice Cube in everything. The scowl, yay, come here, man, Cube. The fuck out of here, man. That is the worst fucking comparison I've ever heard. Oh, and furthermore, Ice Cube playing a guy that is taking care of another woman's kids, that's good for cultural morale. That has nothing to do with acting. That's like when I get in debates with people about LeBron versus MJ, and they go, well, LeBron, he does things for black people outside in the community. He does things to help the community. Okay, that ain't got shit to do with basketball. What he does on the court versus off the court, in comparison to what Michael does off the court, has nothing to do with the game. Stick to the fucking script. Ice Cube plays a dude who takes care of black women's kids. How is that acting? That's good for cultural morale. Stick to the script, Pancho. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You got very worked up about that.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
But Ice Cube is paid to be Ice Cube in those movies, though. That's what they want. They want the Ice Cube.
They ain't got no choice.
Well, they want that, though, because that's what people want to come see.
Ice Cube has no range at all. He's Ice Cube in everything.
But would you want to see Ice Cube be something else besides Ice Cube?
Yes, if you call yourself an actor. Again, who gets into the business to just be okay? You want to be the best at what you do. And in a world, in an art form called acting, it's an art. It's a beautiful art. Paint some pictures. Give us some different looks. Don't just give us the fucking scowl and the He's that in everything. Fuck out of here, man. Cube in comparison with Pacino and De Niro, two thespians. I hope I'm using that word.
You used it right.
Two artistic fucking juggernauts. And like I said, yes, in the later years, Al Pacino, yeah, he's a caricature. De Niro, he's gotten character. But when you're around for 60 years, what you think gonna happen?
Yeah, but De Niro, like when he did The Irishman, that wasn't.
No,
that's not there.
No.
I understand what he's trying to say, but you missed.
Yeah, completely. Like a Shaq free throw, nigga. Look at their body of work.
Can you make a song skip? Like, can you make it so it sounds like it's skipping when you sing it?
What do you mean?
His song, his.
Oh, for Panchito?
Yeah.
Hola, Panchito, hola, Panchito, hola, Panchito. This nigga miss, right? That's complete. I don't know how you even do that.
This is skipping your beat, man. You got to.
Come on, B. Dude, This Boy's Life, Robert De Niro was amazing. Max Cady and Cape Fear, Vito Corleone, fucking Goodfellas, Casino. Get the fuck out of here. Where's Cube come close to that? Devil's Advocate, Michael Corleone, Scarface.
I think he means as a person. Cube is like as a person.
That's what I said. Cultural morale, nigga. That ain't got nothing to do with acting. All right, Pancho, I still love you, man. But nigga, that was. Oof. I wouldn't want you holding a gun on a drive-by. All the kids did. I mean, oh shit. John Thompson. Follow-up email. What's good, A&A? This is Raekwon the God again. I forgot to throw this name in last time. I had to type that last email fast in the restroom. I work at the post office, and my supervisors don't play about that phone shit. I'm on the clock right now writing this. Are you on the clock or on the toilet? Are you on the bijou? Half working, half trying not to get caught, LOL. So I don't know how it will flow while being read. It was cool seeing you and Bobby Lee patch things up on Tiger Belly. I almost had man tears watching that. That was some real ass shit you did. Who knows, maybe you and Jordan Peele can have a sit down next. It was cool making my favorite comedian laugh with the gooch grease email. I was proud of myself, LOL. You almost made me laugh again, what you tell me you writing emails in the bathroom. Not gonna lie, when you read my first email a while back, I was nervous as fuck. I paused the pod hella times. I had that hot booty rim hole feeling you described when the cops pulling niggas over. I'm off that shit now as far as my ex. I took that advice and practiced that shit. For the past month and a half, I've felt the most confident I've ever felt in my life, approaching dime pieces in real life instead of that DM shit. As far as movies that couldn't be made today, these cancer culture motherfuckers with shit bricks with Tropic Thunder, LOL. Robert Downey Jr. in blackface, Brandon T. Jackson is the down low rapper, Ben Stiller is Simple Jack, and the never go full retard quote. I was 9 when that movie came out. I thought Robert Downey Jr. was a real black dude till he wiped that shit off. There was also a scene of Ben Stiller throwing a kid off a bridge. LOL. Sorry if this email comes off like terms and conditions. Anyway, thanks for reading my email, partners. Raekwon the God.
It's such a good line too. You never go full retard.
Never go full retard. I like what he said. He said, nigga, who is you, bruh? That word. And then dude tried to punch Robert Downey. Robbie catches his fist, brings him in for the hug. That word has kept our people down for 400 years. And then he starts quoting the Jeffersons theme song. The Jefferson, oh man, that fucking Downey killed that shit.
You know, it's one of those things that you do. You did a good job. Everybody is happy with it at the time,
Right.
You know, there wasn't anything with the culture that was mad at that.
Right.
But now you live in constant, like now you have to live in the day that gets pulled up and they come after you.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it hasn't, because I don't know why it has. It has, but it hasn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he addresses it, but it's just that kind of move. That's a great example of the ones you cannot do today.
Right. Dude, I saw this clip. This is some shit that wouldn't fly on TV today. Wait. Oh, okay, here you go.
You had sex with Willa Maston. Ain't nothing wrong with that. She's 18 and legal. She's retarded.
That's from the need of the night. She's retarded. They would never do that today. That was beautiful.
No, that was well intentioned. It wasn't to be demeaning. It was like, hey, you're fucking up.
Right.
She's
retarded. Dude, somebody wrote, and I had to read it 3 times. She's retarded. But he spelled it WEETAHDED.
Well, he sounds very Archie Bunker right there at that moment.
She's retarded. That's fucking awesome.
I want you to come in and be Archie.
Archie! You can't say that. What you read is the girl's retarded. You have to say mentally challenged, Archie. Now you sound retarded. I felt like somebody's grandfather, nigga.
Yeah.
Who didn't mean any, like you said, it wasn't ill-intentioned.
No.
He's being honest.
He's being to what he understands.
Right. What do you mean you don't understand? You had sex with her. She's retarded. That is
I mean,
fucking
she's 18.
great. Right. But she's legal. But it doesn't matter. She's retarded. That's fucking great. Dude, I wish we should have that at the ending to replace this boy's life. She's retarded.
This podcast is already on edge as it is. I don't think
that is great. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna use that. Not for us, but I gotta incorporate that just off the cuff. Sometimes when we're out eating a burger, just she's retarded.
If we could get they, if you could do it and put they, and then we could do this at the end of ours.
They retarded. All right. The Big Mirror podcast. Who's really got the juice? What's good, A&A?
No, you got the juice.
Amir, man, you got the juice now. Amir from Chicago. Aries, we've seen you do a lot of interviews during this podcast run. You've been on a lot of big platforms and given these platforms excellent interviews. Drink Champs, Gilbert Arenas, Vlad, and Bobby Lee, etc. Out of all the interviews, which has spiked the podcast viewer listenership the most? I would say Drink Champs.
Yeah.
But I think Vlad, you know.
But this Bobby Lee one, I see people coming out and going, I saw you on Bobby Lee. I saw you on Bobby Lee. Right. I think this one has an undertone about, because people know the story behind you and Bobby. And I think this one is going to have the greatest longevity.
You think so?
Yeah, because people really, they felt it. Like, what did you just say? He almost teared up when you guys were making it. it's nice that you guys are in the same industry, doing the same work, doing the best that you got, and then you guys patch something up just quash something that was old. I think that makes a difference. But I did like, you never know, you could be on the apology tour to Key and Peele, and then end up doing who else do you have? Who else
that I pissed off?
Yeah, or just do you have that beef with? Maybe what's her name? She had the show on that you said
Chelsea Handler.
Yeah, maybe you get a Chelsea Handler.
Man, I wouldn't fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Yeah, it's just over 500,000.
Yeah,
the views on YouTube.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Yeah. Marco Spearsburg, you're supposed to go Polo. Spearsburg Pod. What's up, Aries and Andy? I hope you two are doing well and shit. I have a couple of topics to touch on. The first one is the whole soap and hand towel situation. And the other is using AI. Using your hand to lather soap on your body feels strange, Andy. I don't know how you do, but what works for you, I guess. Although I don't use a washcloth, I use exfoliating gloves and antibacterial soap. If you aren't using antibacterial soap, is the doo-doo really gone? And when I take a dump, I use both baby wipes and toilet paper to make sure I am 99.99% clean.
I hope you're not throwing the baby wipes in your toilet. It's bad for the system. You're supposed to be using, unless they're disposable, baby wipes.
When you started saying that and you got your finger pointing, I thought you was going to say exactly what he's about to go to.
Okay.
While using baby wipes, I stick my finger up my booty hole to make sure there's no dookie. This nigga.
Yes.
Low-key. Anytime a man sticks something in his booty
hole,
no, they don't belong. That's a signal. That's a fucking signal.
I'm not saying that's a signal. I'm saying that you're not supposed to stick that in there because there's chemicals on that, and you
chemicals. No, this nigga.
Okay. Go read it, and then I'm going to give him some advice here.
And I'll use baby wipes again before taking a shower, just on the off chance I find shorty like Sofia Vergara, who has a thing for eating booty holes. It's not really my thing, but normally I'm the one who is the booty holes. It's not really my thing, but normally I'm the one who is the booty holes. Yeah, this nigga, son. It's the writing is on the wall. Let me finish. Now on to the topic of AI. Well, I do agree with you, Aries, about studios and higher-ups wanting to use AI to replace everyone possible. I use AI and other AI scripts to write my papers for school because I'm not about to write a 5 to 6 page paper on these intricacies of British literature and why all these dusty old-ass fools wrote the way they wrote. It benefits me and others that are in college, but for the most part, I agree with you, Aries. Also, I have a question for the pair of you. What is the wildest sex story you guys have? Mine was getting a blowy and ass in the stall of a Six Flags during Catholic Day. I think your best sex story was the fact that you stick your finger up your booty hole with a wet wipe. But anyway, Aries, I know you mentioned boinking an older woman while you were underage, so maybe if you have a different story to tell. And Andy, I feel like you had a shorty do a rail off your meat, and then you two boinked. Anyways, thanks for reading my email, and also shout out to Right Hook. No reason, just cause. Yours truly, Marco Barron from Atlanta. So what was you gonna say?
Okay, so first of all, there's chemicals on the baby wipe. Number one, there's things on it in your ass, your asshole. Okay, I don't know if you've ever heard about this, but there are people. They're probably a certain kind of people.
Uh-oh. I believe in love.
No.
Oh, no, not them?
No,
oh.
But there's just people that will take like tampons and they will douse them in alcohol, like vodka or something. I'm telling you, this is a true thing. This was a problem a few years ago. And they'll stick them up their ass because it gets them drunk.
That's sweet, honey.
But the problem with it is, there's all those in your asshole. There's a bunch of blood vessels, and that's why they do it, because it bypasses your regular your system, like your stomach. So it bypasses that, and then it gets you fucked up fast and effectively. But that's all those chemicals on those blood vessels are absorbing all those chemicals on that baby wipe. do something different, man. Get something that's that doesn't have any chemicals in it. If you're going to go that deep, which you're not supposed to go that deep, get something that's not going to fuck you up and give you cancer in the end. I'm just saying it because it really
alcohol through the booty.
Yeah, there are people that do that.
Damn.
There's
how you put a scotch and soda up your chute?
it gets apparently because your blood vessels are there, it's absorbed directly into your bloodstream. That's what's happening. So anything that you do and that you put in there is going directly into your bloodstream. It bypasses all that. So the chemicals are really dangerous in there. That's why you're not even when you soap up, you're supposed to get you're supposed to get your whole butt. You're supposed to get the whole thing up to the hole, but you're not supposed to go in the hole because that's where all that blood vessels are.
Listen, if you take a washcloth and you take the north end and the south end and you put it in between your ass and you do like this, yo, you getting it done, yo.
Dude, and then you got a dirty ass rag at your house.
That you will put in the wash and wash.
You handed me a fucking purple colored washcloth
that smelled like a fresh mountain breeze.
And that's been up your booty. I don't want to have anything to do with that towel. I put that towel off to the side. Didn't need it, man. But you lather up. You lather your hand. Dude, this is the other thing I don't understand. You lather your hands. You get your lather there. That's where you get your lather at. And then you go to work, man. You go to work and you wash your hands. Your hands are dirty. Your hands are filthy from just touching things all day long. Fucking be relaxed. It's your own body. Fucking work with it. But then what was the other thing that he said on there?
About the AI.
AI. Oh, what another thing that AI is going to do, which I don't think we talked about this. Why the producers and movie direct why they'd want it is there's a lot of callbacks when you have to bring people back in to for reshoots. And that gets expensive. But if you could take some of the old footage and you can AI that shit.
No. Pay motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what that's the kind of shit that they're going to try to do with this.
No.
And that's why you got to have some rules set up in this AI thing in this industry. And as far as you worrying about why these dusty white people wrote like that, that's why did you go to school and take the class if you're not going to do the work? I get that you want maybe something to write that for you, but you got to do a little bit of the work because dusty white people are part of history too, man. You gotta have it.
Speaking of which, I saw this thing on Instagram and talking about how was hygiene back in colonialism. They was talking about how, teeth would be decayed and they would just pull them out. They had outhouses since they didn't have no plumbing. Sometimes they shit in the ground. They would wear the same clothes for days. Smelling bad was a thing. You know, they didn't shower much.
No, a shower once a week was a big deal.
It was savages be. Meanwhile, the Africans, they was clean. They washed. So that stereotype.
Yeah, but they didn't have bathrooms.
Okay.
No.
But niggas washed.
But you know what you want to hear something, what they used to have is have you ever seen the like rich people would have a chair in their house that you lift up the seat and there'd be a bowl in that seat. And that's what they would shit in. And then there used to be shit pot people that would take the shit and then they would go bury it outside. And that's how when you lived in a place where there was a lot of people, like in the old tenement buildings and they didn't have plumbing, that's how they would do it.
Glad I'm born in this generation, this era.
Plumbing is amazing, but plumbing's been a big problem for centuries. When the Romans,
when did plumbing first come about?
Well, Romans had sewer systems, but there was problems in the sewer system, and they used to drain into the regular bodies of water, which caused other problems. This is as we have gone on. This is the best we can do. This is the best we've done, and we're still fucking up the system. So,
Walter Tisdale, see for yourself. Also, when you get to the airport in Philly, if you have the time, or ask for a TSA agent named Troy Small. He's one of my oldest friends, and y'all could pass as brothers. I know it sounds crazy. All best to you and Andy. Kevin Hart did something that was so funny on his latest special. He was talking about fan art, and he had it where he put it on the screen, where he said, "Some of you motherfuckers that give me fan art, what the fuck are y'all doing?" And he was showing pictures where people drew of him that looked ridiculous. And I'm saying that to say, there are times when people will say to me, yo, you look just like my cousin or my brother or my friend. Where were we last week? Sacramento.
Yeah.
This black bitch said, you look like my brother. And her brother was with her. I ain't really hear her because I had my headphones on. But at the end of the show, this nigga comes by the merch table and goes, man, everybody say I look like you, me and you twins. In my head, I went, get the fuck. What? This nigga looked like a fucking toad, nigga. And his body looked like a fucking barrel. Get the fuck out of here.
Are you sure you didn't look like him?
Come on, B. Come on, man. That's like the fan art. And a lot of people draw me fan art, and 95% of it is awesome. But to some of you dudes who go, yo, man, people say we look alike. No, the fuck we don't. No, the fuck we don't.
You've gotten some good fan art, though. When I've been on the road with you.
95% of it is good.
You know what? This is how I know I'm not funny.
What?
No one's ever given me any fan art.
That ain't got nothing to do with funny. That's famous.
Nah, I got nothing.
That's famous.
I got nothing.
It's coming, yo.
Nah, I got nothing.
Jemani Sylvester. Movies that can't be made today. Blank Man. No way this movie gets made today. LOL. Peace out. You think it can't get made today? I think so.
It just have to change a little bit, but it could get made. But it's, you know, it has to be adjusted.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't think that's that. Because he was just what? Handicapped? Was he? No, he wasn't. Was he handicapped? No.
Was he?
Yes, we turn it.
You do. We need to have that somewhere. Jesus.
Hunter Hitch. Hollywood cliches. The overused Hollywood cliche that burns me every time is when two people are fighting and one is pinned under the other. There's always some kind of weapon just out of reach. The actor stretches, reaches, and finally grabs the gun or knife or broken bottle or whatever.
A rock.
Does that feel like a cliche? Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that happens.
I wonder if real life it's like that.
No.
It's always out of the way.
Right.
You can't get to if someone's on top of you though, you're kind of in trouble.
You know the thing I don't like is, and I've seen this on a couple occasions, there's a piece of broken glass or mirror, and the person is pinning someone down, and the victim who's being pinned down grabs the broken
And
piece
stabs
of glass and stabs the shit out of them. No cut on their hand.
Their fingers are almost off. You know that. It's going to cut all the tendons.
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yes. But the person who did the stabbing, fucking not a trace of blood. No cut, no nothing. Fuck out of here.
You have to throw that like a ninja star.
The glass.
Yeah.
Who knows how to do that except the... All right. William Johnson. That booty warrior email was fucked up. Shake my head. That shit was garbage. My fault. I'll do better. Nigga, you got 2 sentences. And you fucked up in the first goddamn 3 words. 2 sentences, B.
Read it in there.
And the irony is, this email is about you apologizing for fucking up.
And you're going to do better.
And you're going to do better. And
the
in
next
the
one.
first fucking 3 words,
You didn't mean on
you
this
fucked
one.
up.
It means on the next one.
I that booty warrior.
You got to do it in the Asian voice. It's the only way it works.
I that booty warrior. Email was fucked up. Terrible, dude. Oh, man. You couldn't take the time. It would have taken, as fast as I read this, is the exact amount of time it would have took for you to realize your mistake.
Booty warrior. Let me. This is where AI could be helpful. You got to start using like Chat GPT. Just get on there, tell it to write you three sentences of an apology, and that's all you need. And send it out.
Dev Mac, Booty Warrior summary and porn movie names. Yo, my brothers, it's Big Rig Dev again. So I know you both still haven't seen the Booty Warrior interview from Scared Straight. So I left the link so you can check it out. LOL. It's only 3 minutes. So it's a quick watch. He was in jail for 40 years, and if you watch his recent interviews talking about what he did in jail, even outside of the sexual stuff, it's unreal. He went viral with this guy doing the interviews because he had about 10 now, LOL. I can't lie, a lot of that shit is funny as fuck. Here are my porn movie names, and I think these are fire. A Low Down Dirty Slut, featuring Keenan Ivory Wang and Jada Pinkett. Slut. I like the names better than the movie.
The movie, yeah.
A Low Down Dirty Slut. Okay. I would have liked, I don't know, tell me this is better. Instead of A Low Down Dirty Shame, which is what the name of the movie was, A Low Down Dirty Dame.
Yeah, because that really.
Yeah, you know what I mean? A little bit better. Who's sucking Gilbert's grapes?
That's a good one.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Featuring Johnny Dick and Leonardo DiCaprio.
I like the Leonardo one.
Right. How Stella threw that ass back. I like that.
That's good.
Featuring Angela Bust It Open. Bust It Open. And Tay Dix.
What couldn't it just been Angela Badass?
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes
Badass. Simple is, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the movie League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yeah.
League of Extraordinary Genitals.
Yeah, but that's not as good as he already has two. He has two fucking home runs on the
Right,
there.
right. That's a tough act to follow.
Yeah.
Featuring Sean Cock and Me. Let me know what y'all think, and I hope it gets read. I'll be at the Improv in Schaumburg to check y'all out in October. So until then, keep giving us that cooked crack.
I think that Gilbert Grape one.
That was great.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
I think anybody's has ever said
that to me is up there with Glad He Ate Her.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know about this Adam 22, the No Jumper? I did his podcast, Adam 22.
Yeah.
No Jumper. You know the thing about him having the black porn star fuck his wife? Yeah, he paid a dude who goes by the name of, what was his name? Jason something. Jason Love or Jason something. Anyway, big buff black dude. He wanted him to fuck his wife on camera. And he paid this dude to do it. And this dude's dick is like 9 inches and the girth is 7 inches.
See, it's almost a square.
Right. Right.
It's a rectangle.
And then, because to celebrate it, Adam 22 bought his girl a Lamborghini. White dudes, y'all do goofy shit, man. That's goofy white shit. First of all, ain't no nigga gonna let no other dude pipe his broad. That's goofy white shit, man. And then you bought the bitch a Lamborghini to celebrate it? Yeah, that's goofy white shit, man. No service.
Well, I'll go get it.
No service, thank you.
I think she could come beat up my room because you put an accent on that. Yeah, I have nothing to say to that, man. I just think
why? That's a Christopher Walken.
But
why?
But even he paid her. He paid him.
He paid him.
Is this girl not worth? Like, you couldn't just say, hey, just. I mean, if this is what you're gonna do,
right?
Your girl, you have to pay someone to fuck your girl. You couldn't just tell the, hey man, come over, fuck my girl. You couldn't. It's not.
What? How do you get off on that? How do you get off on that? That does something for you to watch your girl get piped.
I don't understand it at all. I don't get it at all. Like, what people that are even in the porn industry, that's okay.
By the way, his girlfriend's a porn star.
Okay, well then that makes a little bit more sense, but that's okay. And I guess when you're in that industry, it becomes okay. I'm not saying that.
I'm trying to figure out what is the turn on. Is it that you just like? Because I gotta imagine. Because you specifically went after this dude. Is the turn on you liking to see a big black dick go in your woman?
Maybe he wanted to see a square peg in a round hole.
Yeah, that's goofy shit, man.
I don't know. Everybody has their thing. I don't get it.
It's just certain things culturally black people just don't do. That's one of them. Niggas ain't doing that, dude.
I don't know who does it. I mean, I get it. It's done. I just don't get it.
Right. All right. Darren Williams. Carly, Bama Liar. Oh, well, let me read this first. What up, guys? Just wanted to know your thoughts on this girl from Alabama who faked the story of seeing a kid on the side of the road and her being kidnapped. As of now, the story goes that she saw a kid and she pulled over, tried to help, but she got taken by a white hit with orange hair. A white hit. What do you meant to say? White person?
I don't know. A white.
She got taken by
a white truck.
I'm gonna say white hit. But when the police got her phone, she searched how long does an Amber Alert take, and also she searched the movie Taken. Also, just wanted to know y'all's thoughts. And I have been seeing the comments that some black people like this is a lie, and it's the white officers covering this up because they found a black girl in under 72 hours, and they don't usually do this. This is where I say bullshit, and why some of our people can't just realize this chick was lying. Anyway, y'all be cool. You Cleveland nigga, Darren. This reminds me of Tawana Brawley, in which case I wanted to mention to you, I don't know if you saw it. I saw the tail end of it, but I want to see the whole thing. Showtime has a great documentary called Loudmouth about Al Sharpton. And of course, they cover the infamous Tawana Brawley scandal. I don't know a lot about this, but what I have been hearing is that it's a lie. Do you know much about it?
No, I don't know anything about it.
You know nothing about it? Oh, shit. Damn. Yeah, so this to me smells like some Tawana Brawley shit, which of course always is unfortunate because we don't get taken seriously a lot of times to begin with. So then to lie about it is just more fuel for that bullshit fire.
I don't know how I don't know anything. I read enough.
Like this was all over the internet and Instagram.
How long ago?
Recent.
I must have just missed it.
Yeah, the steam is still coming off the meat.
I have to look it up.
Chris in color. Say it. Racism and entertainment. Hey, Aries hadn't written in for a while, but damn, the Say It episode forced my hand. Only Andy could argue about racism and entertainment. Andreas, a non-white man who identifies as white, is the Larry Bird of semantics. I can't even put together a response. What the fuck was that man talking about? He said, don't even read this on this email on the pod because I don't want to hear him stutter over an irrelevant response. Can't wait to see you at Tommy T's. I'd love tickets. Had to put my girl onto the pod. Still love you, Andy. I admire your white naivete, Chris.
I would comment on it, but you didn't say anything. No, he said what he goes, did you already erase it?
No.
Pull it back up. What does he say? I don't even read it because I'm not even going to really respond. I said something. He talked about my semantics, but he's not talking about what part, so I can't address it. I don't know what he's
the stuff about Bobby Lee. When I'm talking about the Asians. When we got into the almost
heated
debate about the Asians.
But I said it's not just that. It's cultural. It's cultural too. Asians aren't applying to be superstars in Hollywood as regularly as other people are. Culturally, they're not. I stick by that. I didn't have any Asians come up and tell me I'm wrong.
Razor0011@gmail. Andy. What's up, guys? Fam, this is why a lot of people have a problem with Andy. All of your day one listeners have heard emails where someone has called Andy a racist, even though that's the wrong word. When you, Aries, mention anything about white people, Andy gets defensive, and he's not going to give you that. But say nigga and watch him laugh. Hollywood has been racist, and he, you, and all of us know it. Stop with the bull, Andy. Still love the pod, but Andy needs to stop arguing moot points.
I never said Hollywood wasn't racist. I was putting it in context to what he said. Why Asian, if we're going back to the same thing,
Yes.
Why Asians aren't. The Asian community, the culture in the Asian community sends their kids out to do different things. It is part of it. Culture is very important. I don't understand why that is so far off. But we can't compare culture. If you can't look at it culturally, then how can you look at it? I don't understand. Is there? Let me ask you this a different way. Are there too many Asian doctors? Are there too many Asian professionals or college graduates?
Incidentally, I've been having some back issues, and I went and saw a doctor here in Houston, white doctor, and then he had me also, because he did my EKG, had me see a cardiologist who was Indian, and this dude is like a big deal. He's been on Dr. Oz. He's been done some shit with Obama. He's actually the cardiologist for a lot of the Rockets here in Houston. And, my girl even said when she found out my primary doctor is an Indian woman, Dr. Reddy, and she goes, they're the best doctors. So I asked the cardiologist, I said, I don't know if this is a stereotype but this is just the comedian in me having to ask you this. This thing where a lot of people feel like Indians and Asians are the best doctors, what is that about? He goes, well, first of all, it's not an insult, but he goes, that's because Indians, we're very caring people. We take care of you. You go over an Indian's house, you're going to eat. Might not be the best thing for you if you have type 2 diabetes, but you're going to get fed. So we culturally take medicine and caring for people and, being a doctor, that's to what you were saying a little bit. Culturally, that's just our thing.
Well, and to continue with it, because I just want to ask you this question, because you threw it at me like, and racist isn't the right word, but let's ask this question, because you asked. It's very easy to make it one-sided instead of looking at it dimensionally, and there is a dimension to everything, even in racism. But here's my question: how many people? What group of people was Harvard raising the bar on so that they couldn't get into Harvard? Not to stop them from getting in, but not so many of them getting in. Was it Asian? Oh, it was. So maybe, okay, let's adjust it. So let's go for cultural way. Let's say there's too many.
But you do see the racism in that, what you just said.
Yeah.
Just like what we were talking about in sports, where they changed the rules.
I differ with what you said on changing the rules, whether it's racism or whether they're changing it to change the game. I understand when it appears to be at one person, but if there's a group that entered the game and they are better than everyone else and they're all still going to play the game, don't you have to adapt the game to make the changes so it works?
Yes, but the root of it is based in racism.
Is it based in racism, or because the game isn't going to be any good if you don't make the change?
Well, when it just seems to be so coincidental that all the rule changes have happened to us, that even for the betterment of the game, but it's still it's the root of it is racism.
Did you not say that the black people were better at the game?
I mean, yeah.
So if you're better at the game and the game needs to
again, I don't want to take you off your point about the medical shit. So we'll go back to that. But I'm just simply telling you, I know what you're saying.
Okay, so let's make it fair.
But it's still stemmed in what it is.
Okay, so no, because what I just said is, that's the racism that you said. There's so many because they wanted to add higher numbers of other people other than Asians into Harvard, that they made that number higher, that they had to hit almost double what other people had to hit.
Right.
Okay, so let me take it a different way.
Go back to the medicine.
No, let me go a different way. There's not enough white people playing basketball. So we should make it different so more people play basketball, more white people. It should be harder for a black person to get to play basketball because there's just too many black people playing basketball.
But we're the best at it.
But there's too many of you.
So what are you saying?
There's more Asians that are being doctors because they're the best at it. And they're not going to go play a sport, but you were asking, or they're not going to go to Hollywood. But you're looking at it as we don't have enough Asians in Hollywood. And the few that go there, they don't have as many opportunities because there isn't as many there and there's less opportunities.
That's again, but my thing is that's where I would argue with you, because I think there are a lot more than we know of. They're just not given the opportunities.
They will get the opportunities if there's more going there and the talent is there. The
talent is there,
and they get opportunity. You know them, right? You know who they are, right?
The few that are there aren't given the same opportunities that everybody else gets.
Name the guys that aren't getting the
Again, Margaret Cho, from the time of Margaret Cho's first show to the time of Fresh Off the Boat, huge gap where there was no Asians. Why such a gap? Because they aren't available?
No, I don't. I don't know that the audience is different though too.
What's that got to do with? What do you mean the audience? What are you talking? What's the audience got to do with it?
You want to aim at an audience? No, I think that it's an underserved community as far as entertainment.
And
goes.
why do you think that is? Because they're not available?
There isn't as no.
So you think it's an underserved community because there's not enough Asian comics out there? Or they're just not given the opportunities?
You have to have the amount. You have to have the right. Okay, let me ask you this question.
Answer that one first.
I don't know. But when Steve Byrne did his show, how come there was such a small amount of Asians on his show? He's Asian. He's half Asian. Why didn't he put more Asians on his show?
That's a different thing.
No.
It's his show. He's the star of it. He's the star of it.
I understand. No, I'm not blaming him for it. Don't you think that if there was more people available, that he would put more people on? If there was more people that fit into what he wanted?
No, because that might be a choice that he may have made to go, no, I want the cast to be like this for a reason.
Okay.
That might feed into what the story is, what the plot is.
Okay. So unless you have a specific Asian plot, then
how come there's been no Asian talk show host, late night talk shows? Because you don't think there's Asians that want that position?
No, I think there should be.
But why hasn't there been?
Who's the late night talk show host?
Why hasn't there been?
I don't know.
Okay, so when you say you don't know, but then you state it like you do know.
No, I'm not saying I do know. I'm saying there's a difference.
How can you not know and know?
What I'm saying is there's a difference in culture that makes people flock to certain positions.
Okay, Andy, answer the question. Well, you just said it. You don't know. So you don't know why there's never been an Asian with their own late night talk show?
I don't.
Oh, okay. You don't know?
I don't know. Okay, let me ask you this question. So when we look
So wait.
No.
Racism has nothing to do with that in Hollywood. Has nothing to do with that.
Racism is always part of everything, no matter what.
Well, okay, so what are we talking about?
But it's not the only part. When I look at the bands, are there Asians that play music? All the late
That's
night
handy dancing.
No. All the late night talk shows that you talked about right now. How come there's not a bunch of Asians playing music in the bands? If they're good, they should be able to play music in the bands. Why don't I see a bunch of Asians playing also on the bands?
You tell me why you think that is.
Because there's not as many violin players. Asians are very good at string instruments, violins, classical instruments. That's a lot of what they play.
Nothing is by accident in show business. Nothing.
I really can't say, man. I really can't say.
I'm telling you what it is. And you don't want to buy that. You want to go, it's cultural, which I am saying to you, okay, I understand that culture is a part of that.
Yeah.
But don't think for 1 second that if Hollywood went, yo, we want to put an Asian with their own late night talk show, that slot couldn't be filled.
I'm not saying it couldn't be filled.
Okay.
I've never said that racism isn't part of it, but I think there's more to it. When we just blame everything solely on racism, I think it's a wrong way to look at it. You don't think that culture has anything to do with it. You said yes, but you don't want to include that when we look at it.
Okay, but I don't put too many eggs in the culture basket, because the bottom line is, if Hollywood said, hey, let's give an Asian an opportunity to be the next Johnny Carson or the next Arsenio or the next David Letterman, that spot would get filled. But they don't want to fill that spot with an Asian.
And why not? Because they just don't like Asians, or because when they think
why of any of the decisions that Hollywood has made based on racist shit? Because that's how white folks are. Superiority, dominance, control.
Then how do... No, I'm not going to...
I know you don't. I know you don't.
I'm not going to go this deep into this, go into this.
I know
this
you
way.
don't.
No, because I think it's... First of all...
Power, control.
Power and control, yes.
White people love power and control.
White people...
Historically, white people love power and control.
That's a really weird thing that you just said.
No, it's not. Because when they say, what's the definition? When they go, yo, black people can't be racist. Because if you go by the definition of racism, it's about power and control. When have black people been empowered to control shit?
What I'm asking you, you said white people have power. Don't all people have power and control?
That's cute when you do this shit.
The problem
That's cute when you do this.
Because they have the ability to dominate power and control. But you make it sound like it's a white gene. Power and control is a white gene.
What has history shown us? White people love to take.
Dude.
Indians owned America. Killed them off. Take them. Take niggas from Africa. Make them slaves.
500
Power and control.
When you're doing 500 years, how long have people been on this earth?
Oh, God.
If you were the original people, where was the power and control then? You didn't fight and wars weren't in that same time? You act like it's like one being and that's it that created this. Power and control has been around forever.
I know. But come on, man. White people, historically, they're the...
No. If you want to go historically...
No, I don't, because I know this is where you really like to dance. But it's almost like, dude, wink, wink. Cut the bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
No, I know you like it. This is this thing that Godfrey has argued with you about. I argue with you about. Vince has argued about. You have this unique ability that when you have the people telling you who are black, who have gone through it, who have a history, you go, nope.
Because you say
and we're
history.
telling you.
You talk about 500 years of history. Let's go back.
Even in these emails, I've read 3 emails.
I know, Aries.
Okay, let me read another one. Ali D, episode 484, Andy's response. Hi, A&A. Just want to start off by saying that I loved you on Tiger Belly, and it was refreshing to see you and Bobby reunite as someone that grew up watching Mad TV. Also, in regards to Andy, I do have one small issue with you, Andy, and it seems to me, Andy, I could be totally wrong, that whenever race is brought up, you like to say, we all have to look deeper and see that it's actually about this and not race, blah, blah, blah. Not trying to be disrespectful as I like you on the pod, but this seems like a common trend with you. It's not because you don't believe that racism isn't a thing. Of course you do. I just think a lot of times you really overthink and overanalyze certain topics to the point that you overshoot the goalposts, if you understand what I mean. Other than that, love the podcast. Again, Andy, you don't have to agree with anybody. But you can have 5 or 6 black people in a row tell you, dude, you're off the mark.
It doesn't,
and you stand your ground.
Yeah, because it doesn't mean there's other. Should I go get 5 or 6 other black people that don't listen to our podcast and bring them on here so they can tell you the same things that I've learned?
Bring them.
Okay.
Who, Tim?
No. I can go get Tim. Isn't the only one, and Tim doesn't,
get him.
Tim doesn't agree with me
go get him.
all the time either.
Go get him.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do a nigga check to see if they really black.
Now we have to judge what kind of black they are.
That's not bullshit. We know what I'm talking about.
I'm being honest.
We know what I'm talking about. The Larry Elders, the Candace Owens, the fucking Paris Denards. We know the difference between niggas versus.
Where's Thomas Sowell? Where's he?
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
I know.
Tell me who it is.
Look him up because I can't explain to you who he is.
Well, listen, if you can't explain it, don't bring it up. Because
he's a professor and he's one of the smartest people I can never imagine.
Okay, shoot me some literature. Okay. Shoot me some information. If you'd have said to me Eric Dyson or Cornell West, I would have went, oh, okay. But they ain't them niggas. They ain't Paris Denard. They ain't fucking Diamond and Silk.
I love Cornell West, and he has different opinions too.
Want to give out some dates?
Yeah, sure.
Jesus.
You know what?
What?
We're going to have more talks like this. Because you know who didn't appear tonight? Louis. When you get angry, there's no Louis. It benefits me for you to be angry.
Give out the dates, man.
Guys, we were just in Houston. So July 27th through the 30th, we're going to be at the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville, Florida. August 3rd through the 5th, we'll be at the Mic Drop in San Diego, California. August 11th through the 13th, we're going to be at the Raleigh Improv in Cary, North Carolina. It's a little bit there. It's close. August 17th through the 20th, we're going to be at the Comedy Zone in Charlotte, North Carolina. August 24th to the 27th, Tommy T's in Pleasanton, California. And back at Helium in Philadelphia, August 31st through September 3rd.
And I want to let Coast know I'm going to read your email on the next one. I was going to read it on this one, but the time.
It was that white racism that made it not possible, Kolsch.
That's actually funny. But I don't want you to, you know what Coach told me? He said, man, you're not reading, again, you're not reading my emails. I'll make a deal with you. If you give me your number, I promise I won't get upset anymore if you don't read my emails. Coach, he said, I'll stop being desperate. Oh, dude, I swear to God, if you were a cartoon character, you would be Pepe Le Pew.
But what did they say about when you said about Indians? They want to be host, hospitable, nice, sweet, take care of you. He's just that's his personality. He's fallen right into it.
No, yo, that ain't no. So I'm gonna read it next week. So relax, brother. I got you. You gave out the dates, right?
Yep.
You just did that.
Yep. Anything else?
She's retarded.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. If you'd like to know who's responsible for this shit, it was hosted by Ari Spears and Andy Steinberg, produced by Steve Merrick and Anthony Holmes, executive producer Big Papa Robert Kelly and Matt Kleinschmidt for the Laugh Button podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit SpearsburgPod.com.